Okay, we're live. All right. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. I'm Mike with MikeGolfsOregon. Welcome to tonight's conversation with a special guest coming from across the international borders here. I'm really excited. The whole point, we were talking about this before we came on live here, is that the whole point of doing these was really about connection and building community within smaller YouTube golf channels. And it's sort of fitting that this comes after the release of the second episode of the YouTube Invitational, where a lot of the bigger names, 48 of the bigger names, get to go to a internationally recognized golf resort and play these great courses and have huge camera crews following them around and post-production and pre-production and probably catering. But we're out here slaving away doing it ourselves, and we have no less passion for both the game and for YouTube. And I'm really happy tonight to be having a guest on who's coming from Canada, Bryon BBaker. Bryon, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good, Mike. Hey, thanks a lot for having me on.
Yeah,
and,
it's really.
I gotta say one thing though is
sure.
Go Blue Jays, go! That's a big deal up here in Canada right now. Is the
my
Blue
first
Jays.
Question?
Right on.
My That's first awesome. Question is: are you following the World Series? And I'll tell you this, honest truth, I'm all for the Blue Jays. I'm on the West Coast here, but I lived in San Francisco for 7 years.
Yeah.
And mortal enemies are the Dodgers. Hate the Dodgers. Go Blue Jays all the way.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's Canada's only team. But really, I've been following since the playoffs. I'm not the hugest baseball guy, but
yeah,
like when you got your team, the Canada's only team
sure.
in the World Series, like it's been incredible to watch, and they need one more game to win. It's just like Canada's going to go wild if they win here tomorrow night.
I bet. I'm pulling for them too.
Yeah, no, it's been incredible to watch. I think 2015 was the last real run they had with Jose Bautista and those guys.
Yep.
But yeah, when the boys are doing good here in Canada, it's a big deal up here. Like we're probably 3-day drive away, and the bars, the sports bars are packed. Yeah.
That's good. Well, I mean, I'm in Oregon. Oregon it's a big state, but it's a primarily rural state. Only thing we got going on pro sports wise is the Blazers. So if the Trailblazers are playing good in the NBA, the whole state's going nuts. So I totally
similar idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to get started with the first question I have. It probably will cover a lot of ground, but I have to preface it a little bit. So your channel, you specifically state in your channel that you're a self-taught one handicap. And I think there are millions of golfers around the world who are dying to know, how do you self-teach yourself to a one handicap? So first question is, what's the cap now? And then I'd love to hear kind of where you started, how you started in golf and what the process was to get down to a one handicap.
Right. Yeah. So right now I'm sitting at about a 2.4, I think is my index. But honestly, the number one thing that I can say to having a low handicap is just believing that you can be better. Like every year that I played, I'm like, I know I can be a little bit better this year. And it was just the incremental, just like, hey, I know how good I can hit this ball some days. I know I can continue to do that better. And it was honestly just a belief that, wow, I know I'm better than a 6 handicap. I know I'm better than, and it just like slowly came down. Golf was never my number one sport growing up. Hockey up here in Canada definitely was number one. I still play hockey too, which is great. Play men's league twice a week, so I still love hockey. But yeah, as far as golf goes, I would say it was my grandpa. My grandpa got me into it. My dad kind of got the itch there in the 80s. I think a lot of people got the golf bug in the 80s there. So whenever I was with my grandpa, our thing to do was to go play golf. And like most sports, I just picked it up very, very fast. What, like for yourself, like what age did you start playing golf?
I had a club put in my hand as probably an 8-year-old, but never consistently. And I don't think the first time I went on a golf course, I was maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I maybe played a couple holes and maybe went to the driving range probably 3 times from the time I was 12 to the time I was 18.
Okay. So
and
not a lot of golf in the
not
Edmonton area.
almost, you could almost say none. I
Yeah.
really kind of truly almost none, and
Yeah.
didn't really pick it up until I was in my mid-20s.
Okay.
And some guys I worked with were like, "Hey, we like to golf. Do you like to golf?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I like to golf," and and kind of picked it up that way in
Oh, that's cool.
later in life, and kind of came and went from it, and never really played a lot of it. But
Yeah.
um, I think it's really interesting you say that it's the belief,
Yeah.
and everybody actually probably has that ability to get it down because
Yeah.
everyone has hit one of those shots.
Yeah.
Everyone has hit that pure shot at the range or on the course, and it really is like it's in there and it's reminding yourself that it's in there. So okay, so belief, and we were talking before, right? This is such a mental game.
Yeah.
So start with the belief, but then there's still other elements that go beyond the belief, right? There's the mechanical, and there's all
Yeah.
these other strategy and course management. So
100%.
how did you take that belief each year? How did you sort of identify? Did you track your stats? How did you identify, like, okay, I believe I'm better than a 6. What am I
Yeah.
going to work on now? Because I'm assuming you have a short season or
Yeah.
a
We
defined
get
season.
very short season here. We get 5, 6, 7 months if we're lucky. This year has been a pretty good season. The courses have basically all closed now, but
Okay.
just within the last week or so. So like this is a pretty long season for us up here. Um, but going back to the belief for me turned into expectation. So I expected myself to get better. So I seen myself take little steps here, little steps there. Comparing myself with buddies, comparing myself with my brother. Me and my brother, we started out on a really, really tight, small golf course, like super narrow, par 66 golf course. So you had to hit the ball straight, or you were going to lose, a dozen golf balls if you didn't hit.
Yeah.
So, growing up on a golf course, I mean, we were members there for 1 year, but the amount of balls we hit when I was in grade 6, my brother was in grade 8, um, and just like opening the face to try and hit a slice, or closing the face to try and hit a draw. Like we just did it for fun. Like, how can I swing this club to make the ball curve this way? How can I swing it to curve that way? And really, it was just like having fun. We didn't even know we were practicing. We were having so much fun. And
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that was like most sports for us. We were having so much fun. We didn't even realize we were practicing or getting better.
I read somewhere. It was I think it's called The Mind Side. I think that's the name of the book. And he was talking about that, like, one of the best ways you can get your kid to be good at golf, or to become good at golf, is starting as a kid and recognizing that it's play, and just
Yeah.
turning a kid loose on a golf course and
Yeah.
letting them experiment, because they'll just do it naturally, right? They'll try to do different things with it. And I think about, like, we do that when we pick up basketball or when we pick up other sports. That's exactly how we do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to stand behind the backboard and see what it takes to throw it over the backboard. I'm going to throw it behind my head. I'm going to do a left hand. I'm going to do a right
Yep.
hand. I'm going to do an underhand. Watch me do it behind my back. We do all that stuff, but we don't tend to think about golf the same way. But we
Yeah.
probably should be, because
hundred
it's a way to
percent.
progress.
Yeah, and it's like it's not only that, but it's the creativity, like the creativity to hit all those shots that you hit in horse. The creativity that it takes to make up those shots is the same creativity it's going to take on the golf course to hit a low punch draw around a tree. Like, um, I found that there's just so many things you can take from other sports and apply them to golf, and vice versa, like things you can take from golf and apply it to hockey. But the interesting thing about golf is I always compare, like, hockey. If it's not going good at hockey, you can give more effort, you can go hit, you can go skate harder.
Yeah.
But golf, you can't go harder.
No.
You need to go calm down. Let's go through the process. It's just like it's such two different things, but they're both awesome in sports.
Yeah, that's really cool. So,
Yeah.
um, just for people who didn't catch it, you're in Canada. Where are you at generally in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Alberta, Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. So
Okay.
central Alberta, right in between. I got Edmonton is north, Calgary is south. About an
Yep.
hour from each place.
I do have some Canada. I almost say Canadian Canada questions too. And you actually raised one of them. you don't golf left-handed, and so my question was that it's an obvious question is, are you even Canadian if you don't golf left-handed?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
play hockey left-handed? Do you
I
hit left-handed?
I'm right. I play golf right. I play everything. I think the only thing that I do left-handed is shoot pool.
Okay.
And that's because I hold my hockey stick the same way.
Yeah.
Um, but no, everything. But my brother Gabe, he's a lefty. Um, but I don't know if it was like Mickelson, Weir, all those
Weird.
lefties, Bubba Watson, all the lefties winning the Masters. But like, it's almost you almost see just as many lefties nowadays as righties, which before you would barely see a lefty out there.
Yeah. There's a course here in town in where I live in Salem. Salem Golf Club. And there's for some reason it's like a mecca for lefties. I've gone to the range there and been counted 8 lefties on the range at one time, which is unheard of around here. So it was actually pretty cool. But okay,
Yeah.
so tell me, like, what's your typical? We talked about how it's been a long season for you this year. So based on where you're at, I mean, you're up there. What's the typical season length? When does it start? When do the courses start to open, and when do they close?
So we can travel to BC and play end of March. So that's like we can travel 4 hours, which for us Canadians is not that bad.
Not bad. That's not
Some
bad.
people, some people 4 hours is like, what are you doing, you
Yeah.
know? But we can end of March, early April, we can get some nice brown, maybe a little bit of snow on the ground still, but we can start playing around end of March, early April, and then within the last couple weeks, mid October, that's a good season.
Okay. Okay. So a lot of your courses, and I was kind of binging through all of your videos over the last week or so.
Yep.
A lot of the courses that you play, they, other than the minor detail of they're not adjacent to a giant ocean, they look very link style. So are a lot of the courses up there, are they on a sand base? Are they built on sand base? They look like they're on like
Yeah.
glacial sands or something.
Yeah, quite a few sandy courses up here. One of the ones close by that is ranked in our top 50 or top 100 is Wolf Creek Golf Links. And it is a link style and it's all built on sand. Um, and they're one of the first courses, I think, because it's built on sand, they're one of the first courses that open in the year. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's a lot of trees, a lot of tree line golf courses here. I'm sure Oregon's like that as well, but um, yeah, you're getting a lot of tree line golf courses and just ponds or lakes, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really, that's the best part about YouTube is I may not get to travel to all these places, but I get to watch people
Yeah.
play golf on some really cool looking courses. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things that stands out to me about your channel is the just the visuals of some of those courses are pretty amazing.
Oh, that's
Um,
good to hear.
it's pretty cool.
Right
Is
on.
there anything, again, kind of going back to the seasonality of your season,
Yep.
um, going into this off season? Is there something in your game that you're going to be working on?
So just in like I would say the last 2 years, we've had probably 3 different places for simulator golf to open. So once a week I play sim golf.
Okay.
Um, so basically we just go in, we'll order a pitcher of beer and play some golf.
Is it a
I
lead?
don't I don't work on much. Um, I I rarely have time to warm up before I go to the course. It's basically a lot of the times it's straight to the first tee. Maybe we're lucky to hit a couple putts or chips here and there, but um, not a lot of practice has went on in the last probably 3 years. Um, Probably why the handicap has also went up.
Yeah.
It's such small errors. Once you get down into 0, 1, 2, it's you got to be steady practice, steady working on things to maintain that or get better.
Yeah. I
So
think I think most golfers would have heart attacks seeing what my warm up looks like. I golf. My wife is my golf partner. We golf every Saturday, Sunday, and the
nice.
starter at our club just dies because we roll up and there's a parking spot that's maybe 40 yards from where the starter's at, and we park there. And from the time I shut the truck off to the time we're walked up to the starter, it's usually about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
and it's either like you're up and we walk right up and go, like
Yeah.
two loose up practice swings and off we go, or
Yeah.
maybe there's somebody that got the tee time ahead of us and I get like 2 chips in and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other
Yeah.
than that,
No, I know that feeling. I've been the guy where my buddies will tell me the tee time, they'll tell me it's at 5:15 when really we're teeing off at 5:30.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Make sure this guy's on time here today.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Um, let's see. I asked about the off season. There was something else I was going to ask you. Oh, here's this. This is a question I had. So in your videos, it looks like you're hitting absolute bombs, and I know you probably are. Are you tall? You look tall.
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're hitting bombs. I'm curious what your carry distances are for like driver and say 7-iron.
Yeah. So like I can comfortably carry 300 at about 85, 90%.
Okay.
So that's like that's a good swing. 300 carry is pretty standard.
Okay.
Um, for me, it's about not getting too fast because I do love to rip the driver. I absolutely do love hitting the ball hard. But it's just like keeping that control and not letting that speed and that excessive power come into your irons, come into your putter. I really like to have a very powerful driver and more smooth irons. So
Yeah.
I don't absolutely launch my irons. My 7-iron probably goes a comfortable one. I can carry 180, 185.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So a question for you, because most people that's above average. Most people aren't hitting that. As a longer hitter, how does that impact the way you put your bag together? In other words, does that impact the top or the bottom of the bag more?
Yeah, interesting. So for me, my current setup that I have is from 2017. All my
Setup
stuff
or
is all
setup
my
or
stuff is
clubs?
yeah, it's pretty old now. But having said that, 2017 was the first year I ever bought brand new clubs. So before that, I was shopping, marketplace, anywhere you can get used good clubs. We had a couple of good used sports stores here in Red Deer as well. You can always find good, but I always, so for me, it was never about the equipment. It's
Mhm.
like, can I hit the ball in the middle of the club? And for any sport, growing up, we never had top of the line stuff, but the equipment didn't make how good you are. It's
Yeah,
not, to me, it's not the equipment. It can help, 100% it can help, but um, it's about time and practice for sure.
your equipment. Just so you know, your equipment is significantly newer than mine.
Okay, interesting.
At least my
I always,
irons. At least my
oh,
irons. My irons and my putter are
yeah.
very old.
What are you hitting for in your bag?
So my irons are from 2006. They were graduation gift. I'm an attorney, and they're a graduation gift from law when I graduated from law school.
Oh, right on.
Um, and I never played enough to really know whether they were the good for me or not. Um, and then once I started playing a lot, which was maybe 7, 8 years ago,
Yep.
um, I realized like you know what, these are actually pretty great. I took a couple lessons from a lefty and he had new fitted clubs and he's like, let me try your clubs. And he tried my clubs. He's like, the second you go to sell these, you call me first. And I was like, oh, all right. So I just play them and I'm with you. I still think there are probably some technologies that are helpful, but
Yeah.
I think it's way more about what I'm doing with
Yeah.
these and up here than anything that I'm holding in my hands.
Yeah. I
So
100% agree with that for sure.
yeah. So what do you think? What has sort of been the biggest leap that you've made in improvement that you can recall? What did that look like? Was it just a? Did you have an aha moment? Was it a dedicated focus on wedges or putting or something? What's sort of been the biggest kind of leap and aha time for you?
Yeah. I can probably tell you the year. It was 2015. I was a member at our local muni. They have a par three course there, and I spent every day on the par three course, 80 yards and in.
Yeah,
80 yards and in. I went from probably a 3 handicap to a 0, just working on 80 yards and in. Um, the greens are so small. You hit one of the greens, you've hit a great shot.
yeah,
So basically, I would just loop this 9-hole track, hit as many greens as many of the greens as you can, and I would play 2 or 3 balls.
yeah. Would you? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, yeah, 2015. That was where was also the year I won my only golf tournament. I won the club championship at the Navy that year,
Nice.
and that I beat a guy that had won probably had won the Open probably 7 or 8 times, and that's got to be one of my top memories of golf for sure. Is winning a club championship.
You're on the wall forever.
That's right. That's right. I have a son. He's 15.
Okay.
And that was a real pleasure to take him in and say, "Hey, look what your dad did here."
Yeah. That's your old man.
That's right. That's right.
That's your old man. Would you say that that same sort of plan? Do you think that that's applicable sort of across handicaps? In other words, you know, it worked for someone to go from a 4 or a 3 down to a 1 or a 0. Do you think it probably maybe do you think even bigger impact, say a 20 handicap or a 16 handicap, to just really focus on that?
Yeah, well, what I've tended to notice, like I've played with a lot of different skill levels. I played with the 30 handicap, the 10 handicap. Um, I love playing with everybody. I'll join a group, no problem.
Same.
Um, but I always find that every person has like a stronger point of their game and a very weak point of their game. Some people are great at mashing the ball, but they can't chip or putt. So it's like find your weakness, bring that weakness up to the other best part of your game, Find the weak areas first, work on the weak areas, but overall, generally, I think 100 yards and in, getting up and down has to be one of the most crucial things in golf, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah.
Well, now I feel guilty because every year I say I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that, and then like you, I've made some huge improvements over the last couple of years, and it's because I put in a lot of dedicated practice, and a lot of it was chipping, like not even 100 yards, but just chipping and putting.
Yes.
Was a lot of it, and then when I joined a club and started playing a lot, I practiced a lot less because I was like, you know what, rather than practice, I'd rather just go out on the course and play a practice round and hit. If I hit a bad shot, I'll drop another ball and hit another one, because that's where I'm going to play the game.
Yeah.
But I feel guilty because every year I say I'm going to work on that 100 yards and in, going to work on it, and I never seem to get around to it.
But yeah, I totally agree that the gameplay practice might be the best way to get better is just by playing, because you can go beat balls on the range, but unless that was actually really another thing that helped me is really picking targets on the range instead of just going out there and hitting it open into the open field. Really try to pick one of the flags, one of the yardage markers. Pick something to hit at.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that really helped is just like picking targets and then going from the range picking targets to picking targets on the course. And one thing that always stuck with me is picking a conservative target and making an aggressive swing to it. That's one way I always try is find a target where you can be a little bit right, you can be a little bit left, but you can make an aggressive swing to that target.
Yeah.
And I think that starts on the range, picking targets. Where do I want this ball to land? And then as far as chipping and putting goes, for me, I like finding the hardest chip, the hardest putt, and just for fun. Like it's just fun. Like where's the hardest shot, and let me try and make it. And just having that mentality of like having fun with it translates so well to the course.
Yeah.
And there's different little chipping games you can do. Like there's so many little fun games. Chip it to inside the flag stick. A little circle around. Like
I always gamify whenever I'm doing chipping and putting. I always gamify because it's really fun. Something I want to go back to something you said earlier. You mentioned something earlier that reminded me I had a question. So when I was sort of binging through your channel over the last couple days, I always start from the oldest video, and based on the first video you posted 3 years ago, I kind of get the impression that maybe the YouTube channel wasn't fully your idea. Because that first video is with your son, and you guys are at the little talk about 100 yards and in, and you're trying for hole in ones, and he's just pumped, right? He's so excited to be out there. So whose idea was it? What was the original kind of impetus and what was the original concept for the channel that you were going to do?
That's a good question. No, so when we first started, I bought a GoPro, and we just started turning the thing on. So we went for a drive. We made a Kijiji sale. We were anywhere. We went into Walmart with our camera. So it was more just like turning the camera on and vlogging. Basically, let's just go and see what we can do. And then it turned into like, see if we can make a hole in one. And so those videos, where my channel used to be called Natural Nerds.
I
That's what
saw
the
that. I
channel
saw that
used to
too.
be called.
That's another question.
And
Was
that
that his
was
idea or yours?
that was my son. My son came up with that name.
Okay.
Um, and I didn't mind it, but then like the channel slowly kind of grew into more of just a golf channel and less about doing like the other like garage sale vlogging type thing. So um maybe in the future I'll get back to doing some of that other stuff because it was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's we had so much fun doing that. Just like trying to edit a video and then getting your first subscriber, getting your first, 100 views,
It's
all those little
exciting.
things. It
Yeah.
was it was really, really cool.
All those dopamine hits.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, for sure.
So before we went live, you and I were talking, and you said that you don't consume a lot of YouTube. And
No,
one of my questions was, and maybe there's no answer to this, was there a particular channel when you decided to go golf, focus on golf? Was there a particular channel whose style or feel you were kind of going after, or is it just whatever?
no, there is 100%. Do you know the YouTube guys, No Laying Up, the No Laying Up boys?
Yep.
So I've been following them basically from day one. I can easily say that that's my YouTube golf inspiration. Um, they do their travel series, the Tourist Sauce,
Yeah.
and they've actually done some amazing videos in Oregon. I don't know
Yep.
if you've checked out their stuff at all, but
I,
it's
I,
just
I
some
talked to them while they
incredible.
were here.
Oh yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, those guys just started. It was the first time where I seen. Oh, they didn't have their own camera guys. They were passing their camera back and forth, and I'm like, oh, it's possible just to do this with your buddies. It's possible just to start and just film and see what happens. Um, but the thing I notice about those guys is um, they have they have a specific thing. So their thing was like when they first started was all the tourist sauce things. So like all the club twirls,
Yeah.
the putter raises, all of that kind of stuff. They found their niche, and for myself, I'm still looking for that. Like what what is my channel about? Like right now, I'm just kind of playing golf, videoing. Um, but my boy, like my son, he's like, what's your thing, Dad? Like, um, what is your channel? Like
Yeah.
Bryson's got the break 50 or the chorus record. Um, the travel series with the No Laying Up boys. So like that's one thing I've just been thinking about as well is like what is my thing gonna be in my channel? And that's still just a question I have for myself.
Yeah, you touched on two things there that I had written questions beforehand that I wanted to ask you about. One was, you talked about um, taking a camera out and just golfing with your buddies and handing the camera back and forth. And the question I had was, let's see, where did I write it down here? You record with your friends a lot, especially even at the beginning. What's that been like? What walk me through the first time you showed up at the course with a camera, or did they know that you were coming with a camera? Because if I did it to my friends, they they would just torch me. They probably wouldn't play with me anymore. So how does that play with your friends when you show up with the camera?
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good question. So, um, even before I had my GoPro and I had my YouTube channel, I was asking my buddies, "Hey, let's get a video of this hole, or let's go on Instagram Live." Like, I don't personally have any social media, but my buddies do it. And I was like, "Yeah, let's get this golf thing going. Let's do Instagram Live. Let's make a couple videos here and there." I was always just like really interested in making the videos, and and then uh, just happened. Like I go to the public sauna. We have a nice sauna facility here in Red Deer. I met Chris, who's been on my channel a whole bunch. I'm sure you've seen Chris.
Yep.
So we just met hanging out in the sauna, and he had just started golf, and he's like, do you know anybody that would give lessons? And I was like, well, I think I can help you, swing the club better. I think I can give you enough information where you can be a competent golfer. So then we went to the range. Me and him went to the range. And I gave him a good hour lesson, and a couple things just clicked for him. And it was one, honestly, it's one of the coolest things is just seeing some things click for people, where they're just like, oh wow, I'm not like turning my whole body, it's more of just like you're rotating your upper half or whatever it is, there's so many things to the golf swing, but just seeing those things click, it was incredible. And then I bought a GoPro, and the next thing you know is me and him are going to Innisfail Golf Course, and he's like, let's make some videos. And neither of us had a clue what we were doing. It's just like, we're just doing this. Like, I had the camera. I didn't even have a holder for it. We're just basically just holding
little tiny thing.
It's just like, so like, honestly, I have so much to say thanks to Chris. Like, I couldn't have started this channel without Chris.
Well, there's a lesson there too, which is just, it doesn't take a lot. If you're interested, just do it. Right.
That's
just
right.
go do it.
That's the main thing is just doing it. Like, it's easy to start. It's not as easy to keep going.
It's harder to keep going for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing that you mentioned that reminded me, I had a question that I was going to ask you about a very early video, and we had talked about you've had the luxury on a lot of your videos of having somebody record for you. And I was watching one of your early videos, and I think there was a switch, and it clearly went to handing the camera back and forth. And you say something to the camera about your cameraman tripped and busted out 2 teeth on the sidewalk or curb.
Yes.
One, is the cameraman okay? And two, kind of share some of your thoughts about having someone film for you and what the difference that makes in sort of, one, your mental approach to the actual golf on the course, and two, just to the process of putting a video together.
Yeah. So my buddy is doing good.
Good.
Fine. He chipped his tooth. Like, I gave him my golf towel. He still has that towel to this day. But yeah, he definitely chipped his tooth, and it was just like a steep back of the tee box, and it was just like a boom. It was like a slow motion boom, 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 right onto the cart path. And but he was able to, I don't know. We kept playing golf, but he left and went and got the medical attention he needed.
I'm glad you were able to power through and finish the round.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny that you speak about, taking a camera to the golf course is quite the thing to do.
Yeah.
A lot of it is maybe just your own kind of self-consciousness of it. Because I always find I'm a little bit nervous when I'm doing it. A little bit self-conscious when I'm doing it. But when I'm done and when I'm editing the video, I'm like, this looks completely normal, but when you're in that moment, it's hard to fight those feelings,
It's always the first 2 shots for me. That first tee, I'm just like a ball of nerves, and just and it's like, well, there are 0 stakes, 0 consequences here. Why am I so like fired up about this? But you just can't help it. And that was actually that led to another question I had is having a channel had any negative impacts on your game or your approach to golf? And it really, the secondary note was, playing with the camera, constantly thinking about what you should be doing with the camera stuff kind of changes the whole sort of mental dynamic when you're on the course. So have you seen any negative impacts to your game?
I don't consider them negative impacts, but definitely, like when you're focusing on, trying to get a good camera angle, or, trying to make good quality content, having something interesting to say, it takes some of your attention away from the actual playing of the golf. And going back to like having a camera person allows you just to think about the golf, and it just allows you to be in the golf zone. Obviously, you can be aware of somebody that's there. You obviously have to, speak to the camera and be aware of what you're doing. Um, but I don't see it as a negative thing because I love doing the YouTube thing. I
Yeah.
love making the videos. So that's kind of number one. The golf, I know I'm going to hit some good shots, and good shots are just as fun to watch as the bad shots.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about YouTube golf. It's not only about good shots, it's about watching people blow up, It's a watch.
Oh, you'd love my channel.
Yeah. and it's never like, oh, I shot 72 today, that means I'm going to get 1,000 views today. It's like,
Yeah.
not at all. It's like, it has no impact. How you play has no impact on how good your video is going to do. It's just about, have some good energy, have fun out there, and be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice. I have a couple of questions about Canada that I haven't got to yet that I really want to get to. One is, rodeos are a blast, but I hate big crowds. Is attending the Calgary Stampede worth the million visitors that flood Calgary?
I've been to Calgary Stampede one time. To me, for me, it's not my place.
Okay,
I'm not the big crowd guy.
I'm not
Um,
either. That's my problem.
but to experience the Calgary Stampede, 100%, I would encourage everybody to do that. It's a good time. The rodeo is so cool.
Yeah,
And then it's just a big gathering of people, and most people are having fun.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'll remember that. The other question I wrote down is Tim Hortons good or is it just sort of a cultural requirement? I've never been to one. What am I ordering when I get there? Poutine,
Oh,
donuts. What am I ordering?
yeah, Timbits. I don't know if you know what Timbits are. They're little donuts,
Okay.
almost like a donut hole.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, most people, I would say 20 years ago, Timmies was a Canadian thing. It
Yeah.
was a Canadian-owned company. It was Canada. Now it kind of seems it's a little bit forced. It's an American company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they really push the Canadian theme hard.
They do.
Um, but Tim Horton was a great hockey player. I don't know if you knew that. He's a Toronto
Yep.
Maple Leaf, unbelievable hockey player. The coffee's not as good as the hockey player, that's for sure.
Is there is there an actual Canadian institution that's replaced Tim Hortons in the minds and hearts of Canadians?
In terms of coffee,
Coffee, donuts, whatever. Like
yeah,
culturally.
no, not really. There's a lineup at Timmy's every morning. There's
Yeah.
a lineup there. Like people are in line for their double every day.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's good. I think that was all of my Canadian. Well, I did come up with other Canadian questions, but they're really bad. Like,
yeah. Let's hear a couple.
what was the other one? Was Bryan Adams or Corey Hart?
Oh, I don't even know who Corey Hart is.
Okay,
Is that?
sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night, so you got to go into the '80s for that guy.
Okay.
But then but I mean, the answer there I think is easy. I think it's got to be Bryan Adams. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Summer of '69.
I do have. Okay, so here's what we kind of said. Okay, we'll shoot for 40 minutes, and we're almost there. So let me end with this. I've got a series of quick hit questions, just sort of fun questions to just don't require a whole lot of thought. Just give me your quick answer here.
Yep.
So we'll go through them here. Okay, walk or ride?
I ride. I have a job where I walk 15, 20 kilometers per day.
Okay.
So I got no guilt. I hop in
You're
that car.
excused.
I love riding.
Yeah, you're excused. The Masters.
It's funny though. One side note: 2023, I played in the Alberta Amateur and the Alberta Mid Amateur. You have to walk those.
Yeah, yeah.
I had 3 days of walking. It's a different animal when you're. I also should have had a caddy, but pushing or carrying your own bag, it's an added thing. And I tell that to people. I'm like,
Yeah,
if you're riding every time, try walking. Golf is a different game.
a
Riding
different
and
game.
walking is two different games.
I play worse when I jump in a cart
Oh,
because I'm a walker and it throws off. There's something about that walk to the next shot, mentally gathering yourself and preparing for what you're gonna do. Because I'm pretty fast. I play pretty fast.
nice.
Because I spend that time walking up. Kind of, I understand about how far out I am, which club it is, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Masters or Open Championship?
I love the Masters. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blade or mallet?
I use both. I
Do
switched
you?
from a blade to a mallet. But I'll switch back at another point. So
Okay.
it's just when the putter goes cold, I like to look at something different.
Something different? Yeah, that's a big J. That'll do it. Favorite men's pro?
I would say Rory McIlroy.
Okay. Do you have a favorite women's pro?
Um, I like Brooke Henderson just because she's Canadian. Yeah,
I
she's
actually
got a
almost wrote
really
that. I
really
almost
nice
wrote that
swing.
down. Yeah, I almost wrote that down. The odds he's going to say Brooke Henderson. Is Letterkenny a reality show?
Letterkenny. You know what? I've watched some episodes, but I don't watch very much of it.
That's me.
My
Couple
my
episodes.
my buddies love it,
Yeah,
and I think it's funny. I think those shows are Canadian, and they dialed in the hockey on it. Is
yeah.
dialed in.
You know, if you don't know people just like them, you know people with elements of those guys,
That's
I'm
right.
sure.
That's
Right?
exactly right.
Okay.
Especially in the hockey community.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uncrustable or hot dog?
Oh, you know what? I've never had a crustable.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm a smoky guy. If there's smokies, I'm taking a smoky over the hot dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have yet to see a golf course that had at the turn, like a pile of little smokies or something, but that sounds good. If you could be a guest, on any YouTube channel, which would it be?
Oh, you know what? I'd have to say the No Laying Up boys. I know they don't have a lot of guests on their channel, but
Yeah.
they I've been a fan of them since day one. Their
Hey, what
content,
they do a road trip
content.
to they could do tourist sauce to Canada,
Yeah, that would be great.
right?
I would be sign me up for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't answer no laying up now because you've already used them. But if you could have any YouTuber as a guest on your channel, who would it be?
Um, oh, that's a good question. How about you, Mike? I'd love to have you on my channel.
Well, I'm left-handed. People might mistake me for Canadian, but we could do it. We could do it.
Yeah.
I would love it. Those courses look awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Favorite course you've played?
Grey Wolf Golf Course in Panorama, BC.
Okay, yeah,
Um, I can't remember the designer's name. It was on the tip of my tongue there, but it's a mountain golf course.
yep,
It's up about 25 clicks up a mountain. I think it's usually ranked in the top 5 in public courses in Canada. But it's how well it's looked after. It's the views. It's the housing up there. It's just the how grand it is.
yeah.
And the cliffhanger hole is everything.
Those BC courses, they just sort of hit a little different, and they look so amazing on camera. So that's pretty
We're
awesome.
so lucky here. I'm about 3-4 hours from the mountains.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I got the same gig for me. I'm an hour from the beach and I'm an hour from the mountains.
Yeah,
So I
can't beat
got
it.
got all of it. But so the last one here is, what's the dream course you'd like to play?
Um, you know what? The Bandon Dunes, any of those courses, I would love to be there. The other place I have to go before my time is up here on Earth is Cabot Cliffs out
Yeah,
in Eastern
Nova
Canada.
Scotia.
Oh man, even just some of the things that Tiger Woods said about that golf course. Yeah, it
Well,
just it looks incredible.
that's cool. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's Thursday, and 3 weeks from today, I will be at Bandon.
Nice.
It's only a little over 3 hours from where I'm at, and
Yeah.
head down once a year and be playing Sheep Ranch on Thursday, stay the night, and then Friday we're going to play both of the par 3 courses, Shorties and the Preserve. So that should be pretty fun.
Wow.
So it's an awesome experience. Highly recommend if you can get to it to get to it.
Yeah, yeah. That me and my buddies we talk about it. That's Cabot and Bandon. Those are the two places we're gonna make it happen for sure.
Well, when
And
you when you when you make it to Bandon, let me know you're coming
yeah,
because that'd be a chance for us to finally get to play together. It'd be pretty fun. But
yeah, that'd
uh,
be great, Mike.
yeah, so I mean, we went a little bit over time. Sorry,
No problem at all.
but this has been really fantastic having you on, Bryon, and I really appreciate you spending the time to kind of share with us about your golf journey and about YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed to his channel, it's BBaker Golf. Subscribe to his channel. Some amazing courses, and he says he's a 1 handicap, and he's really a 1 handicap, or 2.5 or 2.3 or whatever it is now.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
But he's there. He's there. You watch it and you see he's there. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun to watch a good golfer play good golf, and you do a great job of sort of like walking people through what you're thinking, what you're using, what your aim point is, and it's just a thing of beauty. And probably most of your viewers aspire to get there because we're not there yet, but it's a journey. So
hey, I appreciate that, Mike. Thanks very much for the kind words. I really appreciated coming on your channel tonight. If you ever need another guest, I would happily come back on, talk about some more things. And yeah, this was great. Thank you.
Good. I will be circling back around probably to just about everybody at some point. So I really appreciate it. Yeah. Have a great evening. Stay warm up there. I'm sorry that your golf season is over. Your outdoor golf season is over, but enjoy the simulator golf.
Yeah, it's hockey season now, so we got no problem playing hockey. I had a game last night. I think we're 6-1 on the season. So yeah, that's the best thing about Canada. We got the golf season, we got hockey season.
Yeah, hockey. Yeah. And go Jays.
Thanks again, Mike.
Yep, go Jays.
Yeah, go Jays. Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, cheers.